On this day, the 13th of January, 1477, the birth of Henry Percy, 5th Earl of Northumberland. Henry Algernon Percy was born on the 13th of January, 1377, at his family's seat of Alnwick Castle in Northumberland. His father was the 4th Earl of Northumberland, who had been rehabilitated and restored to his earldom by Edward IV, the family having lost it earlier in the Wars of the Roses as a result of their Lancastrian loyalties. The 4th Earl was at the Battle of Bosworth, leading the rear guard of King Richard III's army. He failed to engage in the fighting, though his subsequent imprisonment suggests it wasn't part of a plan devised with Henry Tudor. The North didn't approve, though. The 4th Earl was murdered in Yorkshire trying to subdue a tax revolt, and many believed that it was in revenge for his failure to support King Richard. Henry succeeded to his father's earldom in 1489, aged 12. He was taken into the care of Henry VII at court and was made a Knight of the Bath in 1489 when Prince Arthur was created Prince of Wales. In 1492, he attended the conclusion of the Treaty of Etaples with Henry VII and continued to be at the centre of state events, becoming a Knight of the Garter in 1495 when he was 18. In 1503, Henry was appointed Warden of the East Marches of Scotland, and he accompanied Princess Margaret on her journey to marry King James IV of Scotland. The 5th Earl weathered the financial exactions of the later years of Henry VII's reign well, though he was fined the vast sum of £10,000 for marrying off one of his wards without the king's permission. Henry VIII cancelled the half of the fine that remained unpaid on his father's death, though. In 1519, Wolsey cautioned Henry VIII about Northumberland's loyalties, but nothing seemed to come of it. In 1520, he was the judge of the lists at the magnificent Field of Cloth of Gold, where Henry VIII met Francis I of France. He was a member of the Council of the North from 1522 until his death in 1527, aged 50. Famous for his extravagance, he was one of the wealthiest magnates of his day. He left behind 3 sons. His heir, another Henry Percy, was 6th Earl of Northumberland, and he was the man who was betrothed to Anne Boleyn. 2 of the 5th Earl's sons were involved in the Pilgrimage of Grace. Thomas was executed for his part, and Ingelram appears to have died a prisoner in the Tower in the aftermath. The road travelled by the Percy family was always a bumpy one, though the 5th Earl seems to have navigated it better than many.